Whoop-de-doo, it's about that time of whenever the hell I upload to make a video like this. Not gonna lie, I never thought it would be so hard to make a list of bosses, but that might just be a me thing. Oh yeah, I should have said I'm doing a top 10 list. You guys probably read the title. Standard rules for this. Only games I've played, one per franchise, and I'm not doing final bosses. As a just in case, if I do decide to make a list solely focused on them, and seeing what I've done so far, I might need to make a list solely focused on them. Oh yeah, and there may be spoilers, so people who want to play things, you have been warned. Not gonna lie, out of everything I could have chosen, I definitely picked the most unusual games. Case in point, funny dinosaur game with this flying fucker. Seriously, for all of its flaws, Ark can sometimes, and I mean sometimes, have surprisingly cool moments, and the dinosaurs show that quite well. Especially in Extinction with the Volanosaurs, Snow Owls, and the topic of this list, the Desert Titan. Seriously, who doesn't like a giant flying creature that can summon the power of lightning? Like all of the Titans in Ark, the Desert Titan can either be murdered or tamed, both being entertaining in their own right. The murder part is straightforward, however, the taming requires you to destroy these nodes on the Titan's body. Destroy those, and then you have your own little big flying fucker, until it dies because you can't feed them. This is cool and all, however, as much as I like the Desert Titan, it's not that good when you use it, at least compared to the other Titans, who are way more useful. But hey, they're still cool enough to make top 10. Never thought I'd talk about this game, but why not? I knew when I thought of this idea that I wanted to include a boss from Honkai Star Rail, but I wanted to wait for 2.2's release before that, just in case I liked the new fight that they were adding. And if you couldn't tell by my great speech... First of all, why does this smug bastard actually get a good fight? Especially due to it being gambling-themed as well. Seriously, the amount of games that fail at doing this is... wow. A lot less than I thought. Never mind. Adventurine managed to have a challenging story fight that serves as his final gamble for now. Seriously, this man announces live on TV to fight the Astral Express in one final showdown. Man pulls no punches, hitting us with various dice and coin-based attacks, all while sprinkling in a dash of a dice roll that will bury you in money if you don't roll high enough. Or, give you buffs if you outroll them. Whilst I love this fight, on launch day, this was a pain to deal with, as you pretty much needed AoE attacks to survive the dice rolls. Meaning your single target, or in this case, most of your support/healers, will most likely fail. However, I have heard that apparently the fight was made easier, so I guess that's something? So, I've never played Sonic Unleashed. I know a lot about it, but I still don't think I would have put it on the list, since watching something and playing something feel like two different things, at least when it comes to gaming. Good thing I've played Sonic Generations and the Egg Dragoons in both versions. So, before you raise your pitchforks and torches, I really like Sonic Generations. I know the story isn't the best, but I'm a gameplay sort of guy, so it gets a win for me. Anyways, on to the fight. For what I know, Sonic Unleashed plays the Werehog when fighting the Egg Dragoon, and from what I've seen, it actually looks pretty cool. But in the Generations version, since there is no Werehog, you play as normal Sonic, running as the Egg Dragoon fires attacks from a distance, consisting of ice, some stage hazards on the rails, and a drill. This fight allows you to damage him in different ways too, sometimes letting you grind on rails to homing attack, or even just having wall jumps into a homing attack, or if you're fast enough you can just damage him by getting close to performing a homing attack. You see there's a pattern here. All in all, I like the differences, but again, I feel like the difficulty's a problem. Whereas, during the freerun sections, you don't need to dodge the Dragoon's attacks to miss. What I mean by that is sometimes he just doesn't even aim for you. This, however, does culminate in a freefall section where you skydive to deliver the last couple of hits, sending the Egg Dragoon down to into burning scrap. It's about time I talked about you, you adorable fuck. So, Kirby, a franchise I know a decent amount about. I've been a fan of the series for a while now, and I have decently fond memories of the game. However, I had to pick a boss from the first Kirby game I ever played, Kirby Triple Deluxe. Now, what boss to pick? Well, I mean, there's no boss I hate, but the one I picked may be cheating. Look, I know that Master DDD appears in the final level. However, since he's not the final boss, the Queen Sectonia is, I see it as fair game. Another reason I chose this fight is because through Triple Deluxe you've been chasing down Tyranza to try and get King DDD back. Now he's being controlled like a puppet to fight against you. One of the few situations where he's unwillingly fighting Kirby. The fight's pretty simple, with DDD doing simple jumps and dives, and even slamming down his hammer. And when that doesn't work, he just says fuck the hammer, helicopter mode activate. This is when the fight really starts, as now the Mighty King sports a whole new set of attacks ranging from one-sided tennis to Beyblading around the ground. On paper, this does seem challenging. However, since this is, well, a Kirby game, the fight isn't that hard. However, I still think it's pretty cool. Dauntless is a game I play because I'm too broke to afford Monster Hunter. I'm kidding about the broke part, but genuinely, I do like playing this game every now and again when I'm in the mood. And most of when I'm in the mood is during escalations. However, there is always one that we keep doing. Honestly, I've fought this guy about like 50 times, and I'm still not tired of them. So, Malkarian. The beast that resides on only in the highest of intensities. Spawning is your final challenge before you claim your prize. And before you ask, I don't know if Malkarian counts as a final boss. I don't think he does. I have not done everything in Dauntless, so I do not know. And there's other escalation bosses. But Malkarian is still hard if you're not prepared for it. Especially if you used your consumables on the way up here. Malkarian isn't easy, as he's a hard boss to pin down, as he's quite mobile for the fight. Zipping and zooming away as he spins around, slamming into you. Picking up your teammates to bolt them later. Malkarian is no joke, but still, the fight is hella fun as he uses these air geyser things to let you rodeo the beast as it flails about, till resulting to the stop, drop, and roll technique, adding its own electric flair to it. Overall, Malkarian's a fun challenge for anyone taking on the escalations. Going from dragon to fish. That's somehow more terrifying. Yeah, that's right. Before we had the Empress of Light, we had this boy. Trust me, he may not be that flashy, however he still packs a punch, hunting you down, spewing bubbles, and summoning a bad film to fight you. That was a bad joke, but Sharknado fans, if there are any, blame statistics, not me. Each phase, it gets stronger, with Phase 1 being a slow start, as Phase 2 ramps up in its pace, and Phase 3... No thanks, I do not want to die. Phase 3 is pain. Whilst I love the Duke fight, I partially feel like my love for it is partially out of nostalgia. Regardless, upon slaying this beast, you gain one of my favorite weapons in the game, the Razorblade Typhoon. Damn, I'm running out of things to say. I guess I don't really have much to say about this fight, even if this could be considered stalling. Number 4. Similar to Honkai Star Rail, I knew I wanted an entry from the Touhou series. Problem is, Touhou has a lot of games. That meant picking one from the list was going to be hard. Thankfully, I haven't played that many of them, and even then I primarily played the spin-offs. With that being said, Minomitsu from Touhou Sunken Fossil World. I should probably clarify, even though I already put this in the title card, but I'm talking about the Minomitsu fight in Marissa's story. But I have no idea if this affects anything since I haven't beaten Sunken Fossil World yet. This fight, however, broke me on my first playthrough. I would say it was the hardest fight in Marissa's campaign, aside from maybe the final boss. The first phase is simple. It starts with Minomitsu doing some directional attacks with her anchor, along with a ground slam that kicks up the water. Next phase, she says, fuck you, I'm gonna take that anchor and fly with it. What I mean is that Minimitsu will slowly move her anchor side to side, causing water to come splashing your face. After that phase is over, she takes the goddamn boat away, whilst trying to hit you with a big fucking anchor along with some more big fucking anchors. Then, phase 4 comes around. Yes, there's a phase 4. Welcome to Touhou. Anyways, phase 4 sees Minimitsu at the final stand, hurling water at you and occasionally throwing some more big fucking water anchors this time. I like big weapons, okay? This is her last phase, as she throws endless waves of water at you that makes my bitrate tank harder than I had to. It might have been hard to tell, but I really love this fight. However, after replaying it for this video, it wasn't as challenging as I remembered. Seriously, go watch the Sunken Foster Board video. There's a whole montage of me getting my ass kicked. I swear that we're not that far into 2024, but I've already spent too much money. Seriously, look, Lethal Company, Baldur's Gate, Don't Starve Together, Gmod, Ultra Kill. Wait, Ultra Kill? So, Ultra Kill is a game I've gotten into recently. I'm having a lot of fun with it, even if I do suck. That's not the point here. The point is the boss fights. What boss am I picking from the Ultra Kill, you may ask? There are quite a few choices, surprisingly, since the game's not even finished yet. We can rule out a couple since Malicious Face and Cerberus will become normal enemies. I'm not including Souls Machine for a similar reason. Oh wait, I know who I'm picking. Who's up for a mirror match? Yeah, I went with V2. I picked V2 over bosses like Gabriel and Leviathan, because when you fight V2, they're your first real challenge in the game, being the boss you will probably struggle against on your first playthrough. The best part is, I feel the same way in the refight. So, to explain myself, the rematch of the V2 happens in Act 2, 4-4, which is the first layer in Act 2. And whilst there are other bosses, V2 is the first proper one that won't just become another enemy in the cyber grind, to my knowledge. On to the fight, you are basically fighting yourself, but better. V2 is able to do everything you can, even shooting your own coins if you don't shoot them fast enough. However, you can do the same to him. This is a fight that gave me a lot of trouble in my first playthrough, and yeah, I may just suck, but I still had fun fighting V2. Even when you deplete the first health bar, V2 decides they want a change of scenery, and decides to surf down the fucking pyramid. The second phase is a lot simpler, with you and V2 sliding down a pyramid as you shoot each other. This all culminates with V2 crashing into the floor, with you taking their arm again. Damn, if I had a nickel for how many times my arm was stolen, I would have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's strange it happened twice. Damn. One rematch after another. Hollow Knight. A game I've streamed twice, but always wanted to make more content on. Guess I'm kind of doing that now. Anyways, context is probably needed. Nemra King Grim, or NKG as I will be saying, is the hellish Grim refight that was at the tail end of the Grim Troop DLC. Again, Grim is the last boss in the DLC, not a final boss. Fuck it, I'm gonna stop justifying my choices now. NKG's entire fight is fast-paced and certainly no pushover, especially if you didn't prepare. His attacks are like normal Grim, however, they are faster and slightly different. With some attacks leaving a trail of fire, others, like the Hellbats, are arranged differently, now going in an up and down motion instead of going directly at you. He even gets a new Flame Pillar attack that will fuck you up if you're not paying attention to where it last was. On a first playthrough, I played this fight so carefully, only attacking when I could, and healing when NKG was stunned. Honestly, for how much the Grim Troop was a fetch quest, I enjoyed this fight a lot as it made the grind worth it, and plus, Grimchild is so damn cool. So we're here now, my number 1 pick. There's a lot I could have gone with, and a lot that couldn't make the list for one reason or another. Eventually, I narrowed it down to a franchise. I knew that I wanted a fight from Pokemon, but none of them really stood out to me. And I couldn't include any champion fights due to the no final boss rule. It was a shame, but I really wanted to include Cynthia. However, due to the rules in place, I couldn't include Cynthia from Pokemon Platinum. However, in my opinion, the Cynthia fight in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 was still fair game. I knew I was gonna find a workaround. Anyways, Cynthia. A challenging post-game fight that truly tests your abilities to their limits. Her team covering a lot of ground rather than just specializing in one type. In Black 2 and White 2, her team is very similar to her Platinum team, with a Stoling Spiritomb that will eat your dreams for health, into a Mara scale Milotic that will pack a punch with its Hydro Pumps and Blizzards. Then, we move on to the Aerial Demon themselves, Togekiss, packing E-Speed and Serene Grace boosted Air Slash, along with Aura Sphere and Thunder Wave. Next is the mix-attacking Lucario, with its Stab Close Combat and Stab Flash Cannon, along with Psychic and Extreme Speed. Then, we have the barrier-boosting Glaceon with Stab Ice Beam along with Signal Beam and Shadow Ball. This only leaves her fearsome ace, Garchomp, sporting a powerful offensive moves, like Dragon Rush and Earthquake, along with Stone Edge and Fire Blast for ice coverage. After this fight, you feel like this could go either way, feeling like Cynthia's merely toying with you in her dialogue, making it feel like Cynthia could just go all out at any point. Seriously, nothing can replace the immediate dread that a person gains as they take their last step into the house in Undella Town. All of this combined makes for a really great fight, and above all, an even greater number 1 pick. Okay, this is some last unscripted dialogue. This was a really fun video to make. I liked going between games and getting footage. I had a lot of fun with this, apart from feeling like some recordings are hell for me to want to edit. But hopefully I'll get this video out soon, and yeah, if I make a final boss list, that might be cool. And I don't know why I'm addressing it at the end, but this is my opinion. Don't think anyone's gonna complain, but just in case. Yeah, no, but links to the footage I used will be in the description. And I hope everyone has a nice day. Abracadoodle.